This morning I am in my art room getting ready to paint some silk that we can use during the season of Advent. Well, I've been painting silk now for several years, and it has become for me more than a hobby, even more than an art form. Silk painting is a spiritual practice for me because it teaches me three very important lessons about my life, my relationship with God, and myself. First, to paint silk, I have to be willing to let go of my own agenda. You see, the paint is going to go where it will. The silk is going to absorb the paint as it will, and I cannot control it perfectly. I can use resists like paraffin, Gouda, but even that has its limitations. Even that requires me to let go of my own agenda. And then secondly, I have to pay attention. I have to see what is happening in any moment along the way. And the finished product will be a compilation of all those moments. I have to pay attention and see what's happening. The third lesson that silk painting teaches me is to follow the beauty and to take whatever is good and find a way to maximize that. As I pay attention to what is happening, I can see those movements of beauty and the good that is occurring right before my eyes. And if I can follow that good and maximize it, I will end up with something that I am happy to share with the world. Well, in just a moment, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to let you experience with me a little bit of these three lessons as I let go of my own agenda, as I pay attention to what is happening in the moment, as I find the beauty and I follow the good to make the most of what is coming. I have let go of my agenda. I don't really know what this is going to end up looking like because the paint is going to do what the paint is going to do. Life is going to do what life is going to do. People are going to be who people are in our relationships with them. Experiencing circumstances, all of those things are going to change. And we may not be able to control them, but we can pay attention. We can watch what is happening. And we can find those places where we see beauty beginning to emerge. And we can add to it with a line, with a dot, with a little bit of intention. We can add to it as we pay attention and begin to find beauty as it is being revealed. And we can follow what we see happening that we find is good. We can maximize the good as it happens. I'm not sure exactly what this will look like when it's all done. Just like none of us knows for sure how each day is going to turn out. But we do know this. Even if we let go of our agenda, God's agenda to love and care for us remains constant. God's agenda to invite us into relationship, to nurture us, to ground us, and to enable us to care for one another, that remains constant. And as we pay attention to that, we see the good, and we can maximize it for the sake of God and for the sake of this world. Wait until Advent. It'll be here before we know it. And then we'll see what happened to this project, and maybe even to our own projects of letting go, paying attention, and following the good.